Turns out the capsule on the wine bottle isn't just packaging, it's psychology. Koshu or Cabernet Sauvignon? It might be a choice sooner than you think. And Thailand is trading pints for Pinot. Do you like that alliteration? It's a bright spot in this lovely wine world of ours. And pink Chardonnay, the grape you didn't know you needed, is now an approved champagne varietal. It's in the club. It's the region's 8th authorized grape. And we'll discuss, because that's big news. You know, anytime you can talk about pink Chardonnay, let's do it. All right. All that and more on this week's episode of This Week Uncorked. Man, I don't know. I might be a little uncorked this week. Anyway, hello. I am Brett Martin, and this is episode 70 of This Week Uncorked for Monday, November 17th, 2025. Did I say I'm Brett Martin? I am Brett Martin. I'm from Cork and Journey, and if you don't know, we're the number one source for Corkage fees. We also have winery reviews, wine reviews, restaurant reviews, regional wine guides, and oh so much more. Who knows how much longer? You know, with AI, you probably don't have to do any of that, but you still need me. You need me to tell you what's going on in the world of wine. And with that, let's get right on into this week's wine news. This week's wine news. There you go. All right, well, the drinks business is reporting on the influence of the capsule. So Sarah Niche, instead, they did a neuromarketing study. I think they put implants deep in your brain. Basically, it was commissioned by capsule manufacturer Crilius, and it reveals how much a wine capsule can sway consumer perception. They used eye tracking and biometric analysis, and they found that 9 out of 10 shoppers prefer bottles with capsules. They perceive them as being higher value, more flavorful. Anyway, I personally find this odd. So it's the capsule. It's Châteauneuf-du-Pape, so not only get the capsule, but you get the extra special embossing on the bottle and an extra heavy bottle. All things that irritate me. What I want is something with no capsule in a lightweight bottle. Even this isn't light enough. That just has good wine in it, because these are problematics, and I wish they were eliminated. Did you ever get a bottle of Bella Glass that's covered in wax? That's a form of a capsule. It's like someone dumped an entire candle on top of it. And, it's a pain. It's a real pain. David Finney, he's got his Gestalt wine club. And when he first launched the club, everything had big wax on top. And the members go, no, David, no wax. So now there's no capsules at all. It's just clean. Bottles are still too heavy. Bottle's still an odd size, kind of a pain size, but hey, baby steps. That's all you can do. Anyway, from the article, test subjects were 30 consumers aged 25 to 50, a rather large sampling, all of whom describe themselves as decision makers in their household when it comes to buying wine. A simulated wine aisle was set up for participants to peruse bottles of red, white, and sparkling wine, all fictitious brands, with some of the bottles sporting capsules with foils and some without. As well as the technological monitoring, participants also underwent interviews and tastings to glean their opinions about the importance of the capsule. According to SenseCatch, 90% of the information transferred to the human brain is visual, and the biggest finding from the study is that 9 in 10 participants preferred bottles fitted with a capsule. There you go. Heavy bottles mean better, higher quality wine, and a capsule means someone put a capsule on it. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Science. Neuroscience, to be exact. All right, moving on with the news. Over Nikkei Asia, last week we talked about how sake brewers, there can be no more sake brewers in Japan, so they're all moving over to the U.S. You got a bunch of sake brewers. You got 30 sake breweries here in the United States now that are selling their sake, a lot of it back to Japan because they can't have any more over there. Well, evidently, maybe since you can't have any more sake brewers, which is rice wine, they're making regular wine, which evidently you can get a license for. So basically, they're reporting that major beverage companies Suntory and Kirin are doubling down on the Japanese wine made exclusively from domestic grapes, signaling a culture shift away from French wine because they do like the French. Japanese like their wine. So, that entire region buys a lot of wine. China, Japan, big. Anyway, Suntory has invested 700 million yen, $4.6 million, in a new 3-story fermentation facility at its Dominuka Winery in Kofu, designed for small batch vinification across 50 vineyard plots. The upgrade supports higher-end wines that express the terroir, aiming to position Japanese wine as a globally recognized, just as the Japanese whiskey once did. And maybe there's something to it. So from the article, in September, an award ceremony was held for the International Wine Challenge, an annual competition. There, the Japanese wine Chateau Mercian Iwade Koshu Kiryoka Cuvée Uneo 2023. Don't give me, I don't want to hear it, okay? Won the gold medal and a separate trophy award, which marked the first time a Japanese Koshu, that's a grape, wine earned that prize. Produced by Japan's Mercian, a unit of Kirin Holdings, the wine is made from the Koshu grape, a variety native to Yamanashi. So there you go. I'm dying to try it. I always love new grapes. This will be fun. So shout out to the Japanese, making some good wine, evidently. All right, over in the drinks business, Eloise Felden reports that wine and white spirits are gaining share in Thailand's beverage market as beer and whiskey imports contract. What is going on? Either people are drinking or they're not drinking. Wine's dying or it's not dying. Maybe we're just focused in the wrong part of the world. It seems like in Asia, things are going crazy right now. Thailand and Japan are the place to be. So from the article, past free trade agreements have given Chilean and Australian wine a leg up in Thailand. But new tax cut has particularly benefited U.S. and Italian wines. Consumption of Italian wine grew by 9% in 2024, ahead of New Zealand, which grew at 7%, Australian wine at 3%, and Chile at 1%. Thai consumers are increasingly favored in wine over spirits, especially brown spirits, for its perceived health benefits, lower intoxication levels. Wine is seen as age-defying and healthier, especially among women and urban professionals. I just added a year to my life right there. I did. All right, moving on. Over in VinePair, pink Chardonnay is added as the 8th official champagne grape. Olivia White reports on this, in-depth reporting. From the article, historically, the Champagne appellation has been based on 3 main grapes, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier. The organization remarked in its release, the inclusion of Chardonnay Rosé in the specification underscores Champagne's commitment to genetic diversity, its plant heritage, and its ability to adapt to climate change. So, just leave that one. There's just so much there, isn't there? Anyway, with that, let's move on to our wine and winery of the week. All right, we are heading over to Châteauneuf-du-Pape, Chateau Fortia. Lovely place. 5 stars. They've got scenic views. Yes, you have to have reservations. You can sit inside. You can sit out. $8 is the cost for a tasting. $20 if you'd like a tour. Kind of worth it. The people were lovely. And it's just an old historic winery. The winemaker is Sandra Rochelle. The general manager is Anna Oljunk. Apologize if I messed up your name there. Anyway, they've been driving this, kind of taking things over and running it ahead. And look at that little Mathiasen shirt. Mathiasen being represented there. Anyway, I would highly recommend you stop by there if you're in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. It was worth it. Just a great time had by all. And then our wine of the week is going to be the 2022 Chateau Fortia Chateauneuf-du-Pape Cuvée Baron. 88 points, good wine, $39. It's a 22. That's kind of what they had. We've got some other wines coming. 22 was a really hot year in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, and not the best vintage, but it held up okay. But they had some great stuff we tasted, and I'm looking forward to getting those and kind of going through those and reviewing those as well. And with that, let's go to our restaurant and corkage of the week. All right, we're going to go to London to SUSHISAMBA, which is the most bizarre blend I've ever heard of. It's Japanese, Brazilian, and Peruvian. I think this thing sits on the 60-something floor. It was up there. Man, you want great views of London. There you go. You get them. And wow, how about great food in London, no less? Yes. Great combination, amazing food, amazing time. Service was great. I'm over the top on this place. I mean, it was fun. One of those places you leave and you go, I want more. I want to do it again. We got the extended. They got 3 different pairings you can choose from. Really, really, really good stuff. Well worth checking them out when you are over there. No Corkage, England. No Corkage, unfortunately. Although they do have some Corkage in England, but not at SUSHISAMBA. All right. And that's going to wrap up yet another edition of This Week Uncorked. I want to thank everybody so much for following us on the show. We would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on social media, and you know what? Since we're talking Châteauneuf-du-Pape, check out that most recent interview down below here that we did with Remy Jean from Châteauneuf. And with that, everybody, until next week, cheers.